previously on Not Your Average Influencer.
All right, I am in prep mode for my trip to California. I don't know where we left off, but I just woke up. It is 12:40 a.m. My flight is at 6 a.m. And I want to leave here at 3 a.m. because I like to be at the airport 2 hours before. All right, let me finish this up.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. In this place, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Won't you please come? Please come. Won't you please come? Yeah. And we say, amen, 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 amen. Amen, 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 amen. Yeah. Amen, 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 amen.
Good morning. It is Saturday, 6:30. I just woke up, so I'm going to go get a quick workout in, and then go get some breakfast, and then come back and chill for a little bit just to see. I don't know, see what else we're going to do because we're going to go to the film festival, which starts at 11, and then we'll go watch a couple films, and then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us. So, what's the temperature going to be? In the 80s. That's not too bad. All right, so let me just go work out, go get some breakfast, and then figure out what I'm gonna wear for the rest of the day. This is the gym that I've been in. It's a nice little gym. Enough equipment just to do what I need to do to get done what I need to get done. Yeah. Can you see me? I didn't record myself in the gym because there were some dudes in there getting their muscle on. Ate breakfast, just a little continental breakfast. Hard-boiled eggs for my gains and some fruit. But now I'm about to hop in the shower, and then we're going to explore Pasadena. We're going to see what Pasadena is giving until we get ready for the film festival, which is at 11. It's only 8 o'clock right now. I'm on East Coast time still, so it just feels like later than what it is. So it's 8 o'clock now. Don't start until 11. We might sit up by the pool until then, after we get dressed and stuff, but we'll see.
Many hours later.
Hotels never have enough lighting. Today is a new day. I don't know what footage has been submitted, has been uploaded before this clip, but yesterday was a good time at the festival. It kind of wasn't what I was expecting, but I mean, granted, it was okay. There was a lot of films that we watched yesterday. We were there from basically start to finish. We only came back to the room one time just to change clothes real quick, and then we went back over there. So basically from 11 till we got home at like almost 10, we were there at the festival all day watching other people's films. There were some that were touching, some that was a little boring for me, and there was only one film that actually made me shed a tear. It was basically, without giving out too much information, because I really think it's something that everyone should be seeing, because they said they're going to have it on PBS either in September or the spring of next year. I forget which one, but it's called The Strike, and it was based around inmates who were imprisoned in the SHU. If you don't know what the SHU is, it's a security housing unit. I think that's what it's called. And they were in there for decades. Like, this one man was in there for 40 years. The other one was in 20 years. Like, in the SHU, in a confinement box by themselves, no light. They were just in there. And then they did, all the inmates that were in the SHU, at some point they did a hunger strike protest where they wanted some demands, some humane demands that they were asking for to be given to them by, I don't know, the political people or whatever. They were just asking for, not even anything ridiculous. It was just stuff that they were asking for to be more humane while they were in the SHU. And it was just a really touching story. I don't want to give out the point in the documentary what made me shed a tear, because it's something that needs to be seen. So if I can find any information about it, I can put it down below in the description box, because I do think it's a must-see for everybody. It was one of the longer films. It was an hour and 25 minutes, I think, but it didn't even seem like that. It was very, very captivating. It was very, kept you on, like, interested. It's like, so there was another one that was kind of like an hour long, and I was just like, okay, when is this going to be over? But The Strike, it was a really, 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 really good one. I do have a clip of two of the inmates who are now out. They were there. I think there were some other inmates there, but I don't think they were in the movie. Or they're not inmates anymore, but they were previously in jail, I think. Because I remember at the end, they were all taking a picture, and one man, he was like, oh, that looked like a, what did he call it? Oh, he's like, oh yeah, that's a yard pose. I was like, oh, he must have been in there. But it was a really, really, really good one. That was I feel like if there was, I don't know if there's winners or anything at this one, but if there was a winner, I think that one, The Strike, would be the winner. That was a really good one. So if I find any information about it, I'll definitely put it down below in the description box if you want to check it out.
David was talking about, but there's also a thing called SHU syndrome, right? It's kind of like the same thing, post-traumatic stress syndrome. So, yeah, please, if you hear about our California Mandela Act in Sacramento, in fact, we're going to be there on Monday to push the governor to sign California Mandela Act AB 280, which reduces solitary confinement to 15 days, which is what the UN recommends, and is anything over that is torture. So I said too much.
Because some man just caught my attention and he was kind of cute. And he went in on the other side and there's windows facing me. So there might be somebody watching me. But I don't care, I digress. Today's agenda. Today is Sunday. I'm not gonna work out. I don't know what time it is. It is 7:15. I'm just gonna go down and get some breakfast, and then we are going to chill by the pool until it's time for us to go back to the film festival, because today my cousin's film is being screened. So this isn't until like 3 o'clock, so we're gonna go over there like around 2, just to like scope out the scenery, and then her film will be shown, and we'll probably stay for a little bit for some other films afterwards. And then my other cousin, who already lives here in California, she's gonna come down and join us for the day. So yeah, let me get my day started, go grab some breakfast, and then I will check y'all guys when we're at the pool.
When things go wrong in black communities, we blame black people. My favorite saying that really captured that comes from a Vietnamese philosopher, Thich Nhat Hanh, who once said, if you're growing a head of lettuce and it's not growing, you don't blame the lettuce. You see if the soil is enriched. You see if it's getting sunlight, if it's getting proper rainwater. You never blame the lettuce. But when things go wrong in black communities, we blame the lettuce.
You received a felony, you can't live in public housing. You know, you couldn't be on someone's lease, or not even be on their lease, you just couldn't live there, you couldn't go there. So those problems still exist. Things have changed, lots of things have changed. And so I think progress is being made. But where someone's going to live, where they're going to work, that still remains a problem.
And so we saw situations where women who are victimized by domestic violence would be evicted by some policy, as a result of some policy the landlord had that says, if you have a crime in your apartment, whether it was your fault or not, you're going to be evicted.
Your housing rights have been violated. There is a Federal Fair Housing Act, right? Or there's what I call housing protections if your rights have been violated. So for me, it was really important. One of the things that I recall when the Obama administration was in, right? We all knew about Obamacare, right? The health care that President Obama was really pushing for, right? But at that time, I was working in the federal government with HUD. And one of the things that President Obama did that people had no idea, he pushed for guidance, right, for people that had an arrest record that they could get housing. Years ago, right, if you were incarcerated, or you had a violation, right, a criminal background or a criminal whatever, you were automatically denied housing. right? You couldn't get into public housing, and think about people that are coming out of prison. You know, that's the first thing that you need, job and housing. You're not able to get housing, right? And so that was really, you know, that was something that a lot of people didn't know across this country, that Obama was fighting to change policies for people that were formerly incarcerated, when they come out, that they could get housing. And so again, that was important for me, because when that guidance came out, people really didn't know about it. So I was like, wow, people really need to know that if you come out of prison and you have an arrest record, that you can no longer be denied housing, right, because you had a criminal record. So I thought that was really important, bringing awareness. And then the second piece that he was really involved in is the Violence Against Women's Act, right? There was a lot of women that were being evicted from their homes because of domestic abuse, or somebody in their household sold drugs. So automatically, if you lived in public housing, you were forced out of your home because that person had a criminal record, or because there was violence, because of nuisance ordinance. So again, a lot of people didn't know about nuisance ordinance. And so again, just knowing what your rights are, if you're being pushed out of your home because of domestic violence or whatever, and you're in public housing, there's rights. And then the last one was, again, dealing with gentrification. A lot of people aren't really aware that there's laws on the book that kind of protect you if you're in a particular community. A developer comes into your community and you're being pushed out, or a developer comes into your community, a lot of times people don't even realize that in that particular state or locality, if they're receiving federal dollars, right, that a certain percentage of those homes must be affordable, right? But if you don't know that you can put that pressure on the developer to say, hey, you know, you can't come and develop in this particular community, because you'd have to say 50% of those homes have to be affordable. So there's some negotiation there. So those are some of the things that the Obama administration really put into effect. And a lot of people that are dealing with housing really weren't aware of it. So when I stopped working for HUD, I just really wanted to make sure, I thought those were really three important issues with respect to bringing awareness to, because a lot of people just don't know what their rights are. So that was my premise behind the film. So that's it. No questions or comments.
Is it 10% here?
Pardon me?
It's 10%.
Is it 10%? Are you asking me, is it 10% here?
No, I'm telling you, it's 10%.
If a developer comes in, right?
They have to do 10% to
make sure.
Lower, well, they don't call it low income.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing.
Yeah, they call it affordable housing, yeah. Right. And
but
so,
they don't do it. So they build some apartments in one place where this Parsons building was. But the low income housing isn't on that site. The low income housing they're building on Lincoln and Orange Grove, which they haven't even started building yet.
In 2 or 3 years.
In 2 or 3 years, but the other one is up already. The normal housing is up, but they just have this lot sitting there that they have for lower income.
right. But see, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, right? When a developer comes in, like you said, they're trying to build, okay, they try to put the affordable housing way over here, right?
Yeah.
And then the $1 million developments are different. But there's something called the consolidated plan. Every state has a consolidated plan. And in that consolidated plan, it lays out what's happening in your particular community, where development is being placed. And so a lot of people need to know, a lot of times that's illegal, but if nobody's fighting it, it's going to their city council, right, to ask about what's happening with the new development or the development that's coming into this particular community. So again, just bringing awareness that a lot of times people don't even know that they have a voice to say, hey, we don't want that particular affordable housing here, we want it over here. So it's just that type of information, yes. So that was the reason behind the film. Questions, comments? Yes, ma'am.
So they changed the law that they cannot evict you if you have someone that has been incarcerated in your unit.
Yeah, so what it is if HUD says on the federal level, right? If there's money associated to that particular housing complex, so say if it's a Section 8 complex, right, or it's affordable housing, and there's money, that's HUD money attached to it, you can no longer deny somebody access to that particular home because they have a criminal background. They must evaluate. They just can't. Before it was arbitrarily. When you came out of prison, you went to look for housing. As soon as you put down that you had a record or whatever, they could automatically deny you. They can no longer do that. What they have to do, they have to look at the application, right? They have to do a look back period. That look back, and they have to look at the type of crime that it was, right? And so they have to do an evaluation. So they can just no longer arbitrarily say you can't get housing. So think about somebody that has been out of prison for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and they were still being denied housing because they had that criminal record. They can no longer do that. So they have to do that evaluation, right? So yes, but a lot of people don't know that. So they go to get a house, and they're denied, right? They just take it because they think that that's still in place, but that's no longer in place. But thank you all for coming. I appreciate that you all stayed. Tell me about this marriage.
Let me turn this off.
The next day.
You're making the fries. Yeah.
Right now, you guys might not have that great of signal on your Google Maps, but the hike will show you how to get there. You want to take screenshots of the Google Maps if you guys want to do it later on, just because you do get loose signal sometimes going up there. But who wants to take photos first? Anyone?
Will you take a photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my goal would be to lock them.
Okay, that is.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, there is. Don't worry, we're not gonna be all loud. We're gonna get off it. This is nice. Don't get me wrong, but it was beautiful. Still in the Jackson 5 and take pictures with that fountain. We're gonna take a look at it as well. And George Michael, out of all people, actually got caught in that restroom located at Wills Rogers Park trying to do a lewd act. Yep. He had a little bit too much faith that day, guys, because he asked the cops.
It's been several days since I decided to turn the camera on. It's the last day. It is 6:14, and we're flying out today. My flight is at 10:20 something, and yeah, it's been maybe, I don't know where I left off, maybe 2 days. So I did a couple things. Maybe I'll just put the clips in because I don't remember every single detail that happened. So we went to, Monday, what did we do Monday? Oh, we just walked around Pasadena. Like the little shops. All they had was really restaurants and like little shopping stuff around here. So we just walked around Pasadena for a while. And then we just went back to the pool and just chilled until we came back in the room. Excuse me. Yesterday we took the trolley tram to LA, and then we took the A line, I guess it's called, which the police there told us it was one of the most dangerous lines, so be aware of your surroundings. So we were like, okay. But it wasn't that bad. But when we got back to the room, there was like an incident on the A line. But anyway, so we went to we took the tram from Pasadena to Union Station, and then from Union Station we went to Hollywood. And there we took one of the like hop on, hop off buses, which took us up to the Hollywood sign. There was I don't know if I'm saying it right, Mulholland Drive. And then on there, when we were on the way there, I guess that's where they were filming the Fast and the Furious. Like there was a curvy road going up a hill, and he tried to recreate that, and we were just like, It was kind of fun and kind of weird at the same time, because some people were like all for it, and other people were like, "Oh my goodness, get me out of this man." But no, that was fun. And then where the last place did we go? Oh, we went to Beverly Hills, and we took a picture in front of the Beverly Hills sign. Drove past like a couple houses. We drove by Elvis, Michael Jackson, P Diddy house, some other people that I don't really remember. And then we came back after that little excursion. We just walked around Hollywood, took a couple pictures. Some food at a Mexican restaurant, I wouldn't go there again. Got some snacks. And that's pretty much it. We came back on the I guess the metro and the tram, and just came back and just rested for the rest of the night. But yeah, it was a fun trip to California. My first time actually in California. I know I haven't never been to California, but I think it was a good trip. No issues, no complaints. So yeah, it was a good time had by all. So I will make my way back to the East Coast